Bonjour, everyone. Hi, this is Neshi Lokotz. Welcome to the Spiritual Roundtable right here on Star Nations Organization's main fan page. This is my afternoon weekly show where we have a spiritual conversation around the card draw that I do in the morning for the group. And so really it's a look into the kind of energy that's flowing for us this week. And let's see. I'm trying to figure out my phone. How that's going. There we go. Good. Excellent. All right. So today is Wednesday. The week is going by really fast, isn't it? It's July 8th. And yeah, it's gorgeous here in Tomah, Wisconsin. Hot and humid, but it's good. It's really good. And every time, somebody complains about the heat and the humidity, I say, we live in Wisconsin. It's a lot better than 30 below zero with wind chill, and that kind of sets the attitude adjustment a bit, right? Because we long for these days in winter, and when they're here, no reason to complain, that's for sure. So welcome, everybody. See, listen, we're still using the same deck that we have been for a while. We bounced back and forth between Kyle Gray's deck for a while, but today Spirit wanted us to use this book again, Sacred Spirit Reading Cards by Anna Stark. Yeah, I forgot to do something here. Forgot my overlay. And it's like, what does that mean? Let's see, is that the one? Nope, that's not it. There it is. There's so little in the toolbox area that it's kind of hard to see which one, who's who in the zoo there. All right. So how are you guys doing? It's so, it feels like it's been a really long time since we've been together for this particular show. And so I would like to see who's in the chat because I know there's a couple people here. Marie's here. Hello, Marie. Happy Wednesday to you too, lady. It's good to have you here. And Deanna's here too. Good day to you. It's good to have you here. And wherever you are around Grandmother Earth, right? Whether it is afternoon, morning, like in New Zealand, or evening, right? Welcome. Welcome to Star Nations and welcome to the Spiritual Roundtable. So here we go. We have 2 cards today. And my video just went a little wonky. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's kind of weird. It doesn't look too bad on my phone. It looks a little jerky. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, so this is the card. This is the deck we're using. It's like I'm on a little bit of a delay. Woo. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to refresh my screen. Okay, I'm going to refresh my screen, and hopefully the video will be a little smoother. So I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, let's hope this one's better. The video was fine, and then all of a sudden it just got kind of a little wonky. So I refreshed, and I think it looks pretty good now. So thanks for hanging in there with me. All right, so, and I see that Rochelle left us a message too. Let me get hers up. And here we go. She says, hello, Neshi. Hello, Rochelle. She says, there's been a young bald eagle using my river as a hunting ground about 100 feet from my living room. Oh, my goodness. Eagle medicine. Yeah. So how can you tell he's a young bald eagle? Does he have a white head and white tail? Or is he kind of almost mottled? Where it's got kind of like a dark brown and maybe a beigey color to it in spots. Some people call those spotted eagles. They're juvenile eagles. So just wondering, how do you know it's a young bald eagle? Very interesting. And thanks for sharing that, Rochelle, because that's that kind of energy that spirit brings us, right? You must be working on some interesting stuff at your house. Hey, and Barbara's here too. Hello. Aloha from Vegas. She says, aloha to you too, Barbara. Glad you're here with us. Glad you're here with us. So these two cards that we got today, very interesting. So for those of you who may be the first time with us for this particular show, the card draw that I do is for the group. It's for the group, and I meet with my spiritual team the morning, Wednesday morning, to get the cards drawn. And the intention is pretty much the same. It is calling in my entire spiritual team to me and asking them to show me, to tell me what is the energy that's flowing this week that's important for our soul growth. And we have been asking for information around us remembering our joy, that a little bit higher frequency than love, right? And so that is the intention for the card draw. And so here is the first card. Both cards we've had before, but not in this combination. Okay. All right. So here is the first card. The first card is Shield Your Energy. Shield your energy. It says, look beneath the surface. Look beneath the surface. Cleanse your space. Cleanse your space. See if we can get the camera to zoom in on this. Shield your energy. Look beneath the surface and cleanse your space. So it is frog energy. There we go. And what's interesting about frogs is that they can live on land and in water, right? And what I find interesting in this card is that down near his feet, his front feet, I think they're called feet, is the color red. The color red. What do we know about the color red? Right? It's the root chakra, right? The root chakra is the color red. Red is also a very activating color. It's a very active color. A little red is all about being assertive, right? Being assertive. A lot of red goes into the aggression, right? And in that card, it was just in the front. So I'm taking that as assertion, okay? Asserting rather than aggressive. I'm trying to change something on my studio here, and it won't let me change it. It won't let me change it. That's interesting. I'm going to refresh one more time. Hopefully you guys are still with me. All right. We have a little video technical issue here in the studio. I'm going to try to get it cleaned up. So I'll be right back. Well, isn't that interesting? Hello, I'm back. I'm trying to change something in the studio. For those that are techie, we have camera resolution, and I had put in the 720 resolution, and I'm going to go back down to the 480 and see if that makes a difference. And hopefully that will make a difference. Maybe. Who knows? Oh, Rob, where's my producer when you need him? He's on his 9 to 5 job. So we'll see if this works. We'll see if this works. So frog was the first card. Okay. Shield your energy. Shield your energy. It's number 32 in the deck. And that's a 5, right? 5 is about transformation, right? Transmutation. It's about look beneath the surface and cleanse your space. So do you see the red that I was talking about is right in the front there? And it's almost like his left leg is up, like he's ready to move, right? Where his right leg is on the ground. And in the background, he's got water bubbles. And if you look at the water bubbles, they're actually sacred geometry. This is kind of strange. I've got a time delay in the studio. There we go. It's kind of hard to show the card when I don't know where the card is going to be. There we go. I don't know if you can see that, but there it's like dodecahedrons, or maybe it's an icosahedron. It looks like dodecahedrons to me. And the dodecahedron is all about the void. And I also like those pink colors in there too. Happiness. Also the high heart, right? Frog medicine. So, what I was going to say about the little bit that I know about frog medicine is that they can live both in land and water. Right? And so they can thrive in both, but they need both. They can't stay on land forever and they can't stay in the water forever. So there is a sense of balance. A sense of balance in where they live. And also, frogs, they need a very clean water source. And so if you have frogs near your house, even though it might be a little swampy or a little wet, chances are that if they're there, the area is relatively clean, because they don't survive, they don't thrive very well in polluted areas. And so if you have them there, then count yourself as a blessing, because your area is relatively clean, less polluted. And have you ever seen a frog that has been kind of covered up in the dirt? Reminds me of a friend of mine, Madonna DePaulo. Some of you know her. She's one of our authors here at Star Nations. She had a planter. I don't know if it was her tomatoes. I don't remember if it was a flower, but she was tending to her potted plants and her container plants, and staring back at her up through the covered in some of the soil in the container was a frog. And so she made sure that he had a little bit extra water, in a dish and that sort of thing, just to take care of him a bit. All right. I'm going to, looks like Rochelle gave us a little bit of an answer here about the eagle. Let's see what she has to say. It says white head and tail, but it may be a female, smaller than the other eagles I've seen. Okay. Here's a little eagle medicine information for you. A white head and a white tail means that they're mature. Okay. He's not young. He's a mature eagle. And the chances are, because he's smaller, notice I'm using the pronoun he, it is a male. It's the females that are much larger, carry a much larger body than the males in this sense. Usually it's the opposite. Usually it's the males that have a bigger body, but in the eagles, that means that it's probably a male. Okay. And the male and the female, they mate for life, and they both build the nest because they're huge. Some nests are like 6 feet across in diameter. They're big. And their eggs are big too. They have anywhere between 1 to 3 eggs per cycle. So yeah, so I think you have a male there, Rochelle, male eagle. All right, and Deb's here too. Oh my gosh, is it Mercury retrograde? I think it is. Deb is here too. Hi, Deb. We got a little bit of a delay here in the studio. It doesn't want. There we go. There it is. Good. Hi, Deb. It went so fast. Well, wasn't that fun? Don't ask me what happened. I don't know what happened. I was trying to do Plan B here, and we came back on. Usually, when we lose the connection like that, it's gone. So I don't know. I got to move my computer back. Oh my. So let me know. Let me know if you guys can see and hear me. That would be great. Okay. My goodness. Let's see. I think we left off on Deb. Rochelle says the frog just jumped out at me. Yeah. And Rob is saying frogs play banjo and date pigs. They do. They do. Hey, Judy's here too. Hello, Judy. Good to have you here. Rob says, I work 6 to 3, but I can't troubleshoot on your machine from here doing a broadcast, and I'm waiting on some info from a customer. I know. I was just kidding you, Rob. I was just kidding. I know. I can't expect you to be like right here all the time, right? And so Rochelle says, thank you for the good information. You're welcome. You're welcome. So isn't that weird? I mean, I've honestly never have experienced anything like that. And we've been using Be Live since 2017. I've been doing radio and internet radio and live stream shows for 6 years. Longer than that, 9 years. Never had anything like that happen. It's one for the books, as they say. Yeah, I'm back. Yay. I know, and it's not jumpy either, so I'm not sure what that was all about. Okay, so here we go. We got frog medicine here. Let's see what the author has to say, okay? So she says that frog is a diverse amphibian. Living all over the world, the frog thrives in clean habitats. Its life is a process of metamorphosis from egg to tadpole and then to adult frog. Frogs are often seen as the ultimate rainmaker, with the exotic and intrinsic sounds of their beautiful sacred song echoing through their native bushland. So remember, the author is from Australia, okay? And so that's what she's writing about here, but it's not that much different here in the States. The frog is still an amphibian. He still has a beautiful song. How many of you have heard the tree frogs at night, right? Falling asleep to their sound, to their song, or the bullfrog as they're croaking. I know, it's like a symphony out there. Um, and the other thing that kind of jumped out at me in this one paragraph is when she said that frogs are often seen as the ultimate rainmaker. Rainmaker. Um, and for me, that has a lot to do with ceremony, right? I know that there's a joke around, doing a rain dance, and just so you know, that's a very prejudiced and racist statement, usually used that way. Because everybody, there's some people who think that Native Americans, that we all know how to make it rain, right? And there's a certain dance. Well, there are some tribal people who do know that. But this particular way that she's using it made me think about the different meanings of making it rain, right? Usually when we're making rain is because we're in a drought, right? Energy isn't flowing. And so when you're a rainmaker, especially when you use it like in a legal sense or in a business sense, that means that you are abundant. And when you're making rain in nature, it's the same thing. It's about abundancy. The Native American tribal people in the Southwest here in the United States, that would be the Navajo, the Hopi, right? The Pueblo. They all have Apache. They all have ceremonies around making rain. Why? Because it's all about nurturing. They need a little bit of rain to be able to grow their crops, and so they have this connection to nature, where they can actually co-create that rain to happen. Yeah. So, just a little side note. Frog medicine. She goes on to say that in order for you to succeed right now, you must clear and screen your surroundings, because frogs cannot endure a toxic environment. So closely connected to the moon cycles, the frog encourages you to release your emotions in a healthy way, washing away any negative physical or mental energies that restrict you from having a positive and peaceful life. And so here is frog medicine for us, right? Basically, letting us know that we really have to take a look at what's around us, what's in our environment, what needs to be moved away or brought in, right? We want to have an environment, a habitat that is supportive, right? Yeah. So encouraging you to look deeper into a situation to find the truth of the matter. The frog will challenge you to release anything that is holding you back from success. You may be feeling the swamp right now, swimming through murky water, but just like the frog, you may need a long rest or to hibernate from others while you gather your senses and a fresh perspective. Right? And when I read that one, I thought about how we have brought in 2020, right? With this shelter in place, with having this time that we were in and we still continue to be in, is the great pause, right? That we all had the opportunity to slow down and to really do some self-reflection, right? And so the frog medicine is telling us the same thing, that if there's something not quite right in your environment, in your life, in your home, in your life, in your space, is to really take a look at it. Really take a deeper look at it and what's really here. Work with your spiritual team, right? Work with your spiritual team, and so that you can identify what it is that needs to be released. Maybe it is something in your outside environment that gives you the heads up, that something's out of balance, right? Because everything that we see in our lives, in our environment, is created by us. We're the rainmaker. We're the rainmaker. And so whatever is going on inside of us, we see it out here. And so if you're seeing something not quite right in your environment, then you have to look deeper. What's inside here that I need to shift, that I need to heal and release, right? So frog medicine today for us has a bigger meaning, I think. The energy field around it is quite large. It's quite large. All right, so here, right now, the gentle energy of the frog totem is requesting you to look deep beneath the surface. Not everything is what it appears. Influence from the toxic environments is suffocating your natural gifts and talents that need to be nurtured. You require a healthy, supportive, and loving environment for you to grow and thrive as an individual. Now is the time to take care of your health, releasing emotions and examining your own energy and how it interacts with others. Find your own sacred song. Call to others who share your passions and interests where you can support and renew your inner fire. And the affirmation for this card is, I sing the beautiful sacred song of my heart, clear and loud for all to hear. I like that one. I do. I'm going to say it again. I sing the beautiful sacred song of my heart, clear and loud for all to hear. Frog medicine. So how many people in the live chat, how many of you guys really relate to that frog medicine? Thank you, Barbara. Good now. Yeah. I'm back. Rochelle says, love to hear the frogs at night. Me too. Me too. Hey, Jocelyn's here too. Hello, Jocelyn. Good to have you here. So, frog medicine, right? When this card literally jumped out of the deck this morning, and when it landed on the floor, it was face up, and it was the frog, and so I had to smile because the energy around it certainly was had that frog jump to it. But the frog medicine is telling us that we're given this huge opportunity. It's a big gift, this time that we're in. Even though out there it seems chaotic, it seems bonkers, some of the things that you might be hearing or reading, even on social media, it's like, what? The frog medicine is saying, if there's something that is in your environment that you're looking at and you're thinking that this is not right, something's not right here, it's giving you a heads up. So go deeper, look inside, and what is that inside of you that's being reflected, right? So you can create something different. You can move that energy. So look deeper. Look deeper. And that, I love that affirmation, right? About their heart song. I sing the beautiful sacred song of my heart, clear and loud for all to hear. And even with that, once we get clear on our intentions, on what we want to release or heal, once we're through it, even in the process of it, we tend, because we're two-legged, we tend to share it with others, right? Even our close friends. We might not share it with everybody, but with our close friends and family, we'll share it with them. Somebody's going to ask, what's wrong? You're not quite yourself. What's going on? You're awful quiet, right? And so then we can say, oh, yeah, this is what's going on, and share it with them. And so part of that is singing your song, because once you get through the healing process and you do the releasing of it, your unique song in the universe, which is your frequency, your vibration, is much clearer. And so you get closer and closer to your original song, right? Yeah. Yeah, what's Rochelle is saying? Somewhat. Okay. All right. Somewhat. The thing is that a lot of people get kind of nervous around frog medicine, especially when they see a frog. I almost stepped on one the other day. Poor thing. I was getting out of the truck, Paul's truck, and this was not this past weekend, but the weekend before, and because we were pulling the RV, and we had parked it just down at the end of the driveway, and I had jumped out of the truck, and when I put my foot down, I just missed stepping on a dog, and we scared each other because he jumped, then I jumped and screamed, right? And because so they can be startling. So when you take in the frog medicine, keep that in mind. That startling emotion, right? So there might be something in your environment that kind of startles you in its appearance, because you can't miss it then, right? Can't miss it. So shield your energy, look beneath the surface, cleanse your space. Cleanse your space. Yeah. Frog medicine. Our second card. I think you're going to like this one. I do. Frog medicine. The second card here is spiritual evolution. Spiritual evolution. Forgiveness and compassion is needed now. Set your heart free. Spiritual evolution. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. Set your heart free. Number 35, I'm sorry. 35 in the deck. That's an 8. That's a sign of spirit, and it's that balance of giving and receiving. Right? Spiritual evolution, forgiveness and compassion is needed now. Set your heart free. And so, you see the birds flying there, right? Sense of freedom. And Rochelle, they could be eagles, or they could be doves. I like all the blues in here, and the rays of the sun or the light. And just looking at it reminds me of that song, Seeing Clearly Now. I can see clearly now. All illusions have disappeared. Yeah. All obstacles, right, have disappeared. We got clouds, blue sky, bright light. Look at the person's arms. Do you see that? Tattoos. Full sleeve, if you will, both sides. Light language. There's a feeling of serenity to this one, isn't there? A feeling of walking in balance. Spiritual evolution. Says expansion goes together with spiritual evolution. Without the process of expansion, one cannot evolve spiritually. Expanding the heart and the mind allows you to live a more wholesome and loving life with comparison, tolerance, and acceptance. There's no denying that learning through life experiences, good and bad experiences alike, encourages soul growth on a positive level. There's so much in that one little paragraph. The author states so much in that first paragraph. it has so much to do with, I do know that when we're in an expansive state, that expansion is all about love. The universe is constantly expanding, and it already is at the frequency of love. When when our energy is constricted, when we're holding ourselves tight, right, pulling in our energy, that constriction is really about a lower vibration called fear. And usually when we're in that state, we're even shallow breathing. We're not taking in a whole lot of life force energy either. Right? And so you're not in an expansive state. You're not growing when you're in that state. Now, that's we can talk about that. That's a whole show topic in itself, right? And we've done many shows about fear and releasing. But when you release the fear, when you are in that healing, right, and healing those traumas, mental and emotional traumas, many times at the very bottom of those is the feeling of fear. And so once you clear, once you heal and release whatever that is, you feel so much better. You feel so much better, and you feel like you can breathe. And then you get into the expansive state. So just that one paragraph, there was so much information in there. It says expanding the heart and mind allows you to live a more wholesome and loving life with compassion, tolerance, and acceptance. Passion, tolerance, and acceptance. And I was thinking about the frog medicine in that piece, because with the frog medicine, it was about really going deep and figuring out what is it that I need to shift and change, so that what I create is reflecting what's really going on the inside of me, right? What I want. And I said that, even though there's out there, it's kind of craziness out there. Yeah. Those of us that are aware and we're awake and we do our grounding, centering, and protection meditations every day, twice a day, it's easier for us to hold that frequency of love, to actually even step it up to the frequency of joy. And when we do that, when we're at that frequency of love and joy, that we have more compassion for other people. We do have more tolerance for other two-leggeds. And there's a form of acceptance, right? So how about this for an example? And I know it's kind of a hot topic, but I'm going to use it. Because of the virus, right, that many states and many municipalities, and some people just took it upon themselves, is to wear their mask all the time when they're out in public. And there's others who refuse to wear a mask out in public. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't think that it's either one. I think it depends on the reason why the person wearing a mask is wearing a mask, and the reason why the person who isn't. They both have their own belief systems around it, right? They both have certain aspects maybe going on in their life that many people don't even know about. And so it's more about acceptance, right? Now, doesn't even matter if you're in the camp of it's all a hoax, or if you're in the camp of not wearing a mask is being irresponsible because you're threatening the health and well-being of someone else. I know it's a hot topic, but when we're at the frequency of love and we're at the frequency of joy, we're not at the frequency of the virus. We're not at the frequency of all of the chaos around it. We're above it. We're outside of it, even though we're here. So wear a mask if you want to, or don't wear a mask if you don't want to. It's more important that you're doing your grounding, centering, and protection meditation twice a day, in my book anyway. And so when we're that way, then we have more compassion for other people. We have more tolerance for others, and that we have more acceptance, right, of the differences and the similarities. And here's another piece that the author wants to share with us, saying that seeking something better in the future requires a little faith in yourself. You can't always have everything straight away. Long-lasting success takes time to build. Evolving the spirit requires an individual to empty their spiritual backpack, taking out and removing experiences that are holding you back in life, healing past issues, addressing karmic imbalances, and creating a balanced mind and body are all parts of this process. Evolving the spirit takes time. It is a gradual process in which you need to do the work on yourself to achieve long-lasting effects. And you want to know something? When I read that piece, it reminded me of the last time we had this card. It was like in December, January. And we were talking about that backpack, right? That backpack that holds all of our beliefs, holds those things, those experiences in our lives that we haven't addressed yet. So we're carrying it around with us. How heavy is your backpack, right? Or is it so much in there that you're actually graduated to a carry-on luggage, or maybe a full-blown, check-in luggage, right? Steamer trunk. Do they even have those anymore? And so what we need to do is unpack it, is to take a look at it. And that's what the frog medicine was trying to tell us too, right? Is that we have to take a deeper look, open it up, take things out, look at them, keep it, don't keep it. What is this? I thought I took care of that one. I guess we have to look at that one again. So we have to unpack the backpack, decide what we're going to heal and release, what is calling your attention to it, what beliefs are you going to keep or release, or even parts of it. Keep that part and get rid of that part, right? So it's unpacking it. It's taking a deeper look. It's a deeper look. And when you put everything, what you want to keep, back into the backpack, is it lighter? Do you even need it, right? Most of us do. Most of us need it to keep some things in there. But some people might not even need the backpack anymore. We unpacked it, we took it all, and we either gave it away, released it, healed it, released it, threw it out, right? So what's your backpack look like? Because we all have one. And a good friend of mine, we were on a call, and a good friend of mine, I was sharing with them about this card way back then. I guess it was after the shutdown came, and everybody was being, told to stay home, right? And we're talking about the opportunities that were involved in there. And I was sharing with them about this card, and a friend of mine said, "Well, I don't have anything like that. I'm done with all of that." Wasn't more than maybe a week or two later, it was like cosmic 2x4. It was, she had more than a backpack, and and sharing with us about it and saying, there was just things there that I really didn't want to bring up into the light of day again. I didn't want to do it. And the universe literally brought it to her front door and made her open it. And so now she's healing and releasing. Okay. Deb says, I can very much relate. That was with the frog card. Yeah. Michelle says, I really like this card. This one, yes, the spiritual evolution card. I do too. I do too. It's supporting the message coming from frog medicine. Jacqueline says, I love this, very inspiring. I know, right? Me too. Yes, the blue is very welcoming. It's very soothing, actually. I found it feeling serene. And she's got a hand in her pocket. Yes. Hand in your pocket. What does she have in her pocket, right? Barbara's saying, love it. Me too. Hi, Ellen. I never seem to arrive at time. You arrive exactly when you need to be here, Ellen. It's okay. It's all right. All right. So here is the rest of the meaning of the card. It says, right now, forgiveness is required if you wish to move forward in life. Sometimes you must accept an apology you know you may never receive. Forgiveness will set your heart free from an invisible control that has been existence over the situation. Forgiveness does not mean you will forget what has occurred. It means that you can live without it controlling your life anymore. Remove any past emotional and physical ties that are no longer serving you in the here and now with love and gratitude, for that has brought you to this point in life where you are ready to change and let go of the past. Open your heart to your soul's calling. Your soul is calling you to be free. Your soul is calling you to be free. The affirmation, as my love and experience grows, the consciousness of my spirit evolves. As my love and experience grows, the consciousness of my spirit evolves. So every life lesson, every single one of them that you've had in this particular lifetime and past lives has all led to your soul growth. And when you're in soul growth, you're in expansion. Soul growth. That's what we're here for, right? Even though you like to hermit up, or as Paul calls it, turtle up. In other words, you're pulling all your energy in and you like to stay home and you don't have a whole lot of social interaction. Even with those kinds of lives and the people who enjoy that, or maybe not even enjoy it, they still have soul growth. It might be different, maybe a little bit slower, but anything and everything that is in their life is all about supporting their soul growth. Yeah, I'd rather be comfortable, thank you. My soul growth and my expansion. You know, being a hermit is not in my wheelhouse at all. I mean, I like to be home and I like to have it quiet, but not all the time. I like to go out and have fun where it's louder. And these days, not with a lot of people, but we do a lot of Zoom calls, right? Yeah. All right. So there's something that we've learned here at the Spiritual Roundtable is that when we get toward the end of the show, and I'm going to show both cards together, what we've learned is that it's helpful. It's helpful to take a big, deep breath in and to call to your spiritual team and have them come close, your whole team, to help you. Ask them to help you to bring in the information that's being delivered to us through the cards, both in the seen and the unseen energies, that is meant for your highest good, right? And so that you can take it in the optimal amount, in the optimal way. Right? So for some people, it'll be like almost like a thunderbolt kind of situation, right? And other people, it might take, maybe a couple of days. It's a little bit slower, a little bit easier. It's a little bit quieter. And it may come over a space of time that you think, oh, that was it. That's what that was for me. Okay. So it's not good or bad. It's just different. All right. So take your deep breath in. And as you exhale, calling to your team, All right, asking them for help. All right, and here are the two cards together. Shield your energy, right? Look beneath the surface. And soul evolution. Let's see if we can get that. Set your heart free. And really, both cards have a lot to do with your soul song, your song, the song of your heart, your vibration, your original frequency. It's all about healing and letting go of things that no longer serve you. And to do it in a grateful way, because in that it's also helped you to become the person right now. We're constantly changing. We're energy. Our spirit, we're energy. And energy is constantly changing and moving. Our soul evolution is all about expansion, growth. Right? So, the message today really feels more like to unpack that backpack. Go all the way down to the bottom of it. Look at even the smallest things that are in there. It's another level of self-reflection. It's another opportunity, another round of self-reflection. What are you going to keep? What are you going to heal? How do you want to grow? Expand. Right? There we go. Very good. Excellent stuff, huh? I like it. Yeah, this frog, there's all kinds of sacred geometry in the card. Interesting. So I hope you really enjoyed this, that the conversation, right? The spiritual conversation. And whatever resonated with you, you know what my suggestion is to embrace it. Embrace it and then watch, sense, feel, see how the energy is unfolding around you this week and where this information could be helpful. Right? And if it didn't resonate, don't worry about it. It's okay. There's always next week's cards that might resonate with you. You never know, right? You never know. All right. I'm going to get caught up with you guys in the chat. And Ellen says, "Could you show the frog card?" Sure. Frog card. And it's about shield your energy, look beneath the surface. We talked about the color red too. Could be an active color, or it could be the root chakra. Right. Frog. All right. There you go, Ellen. And Jocelyn's saying feather or a stone. Yeah, I was thinking stone, actually, crystal. What kind of stone or crystal does she have in her pocket? It's probably something very grounding, I bet. Hey, Natalie's here. Hi, Natalie. She said, accept an apology you know you'll never receive. Right, right. And here's the thing about that, Nat, is that I just called you Nat. I wonder if, does anybody else call you that? Um, I don't know. So anyway, you have, when you can see or feel past who is in it to be right, right? if you're the one that is in this situation and you want to prove that you're right, then you're still in your ego, right? And you still have your own healing to do. It's a good trigger. And if we don't do that, usually what happens is we get the cosmic 2x4 next. But usually the person who lets go of the grip of needing to be right, they're on their way to healing. Yeah. How do I know that? Personal experience. Personal experience. Deborah says, outstanding cards and message. You're welcome for sharing your team wisdom. I've learned so much. Oh, good, Deborah. I'm so glad. I'm glad. You're welcome, Violet. Good to have you here too, Violet. Deanna says, wow, thank you for your insight and precious energy. Unpacking with grace and ease. Yes, unpacking with grace and ease. Exactly. Jessalyn says, thank you. You great cards. And Natalie says, people love me. Call me Nat. Really? I think that's the first time I've ever said that. And it just came right out. So good to have you here too, Natalie. Okay. So we're at the top of the hour already. Got 4 minutes left. If you hadn't caught last night's live streams, we had a couple things going on that I want to share with you now that we got just a couple minutes left. Spiritual Mysteries of Life with Constance Shearwater. She's one of our elders here at Star Nations. She always has these nuggets, these golden nuggets of wisdom that she hands out to us. And last night she said something like that she had lived long enough to sense and feel the full circle. And I thought, wow, right? And the reason why she was sharing that is because she needs to take a break from her show and other things in her life. She's got some personal stuff going on that she needs to attend to. And so she's going to be taking a break until October for sure. It might be until the end of the year, but we'll keep you guys posted on that. She will jump on her fan page now and again to share things with you guys, posts and that kind of stuff. And the other thing that I wanted to share with you about is that we got some online classes going. Yay! Well, yay! The first one up is a Law of Attraction with Ed Langen, and I believe that's July 26th. It's a Saturday. I don't have the calendar up with me, but the end of this month. And we have the PayPal set up and all of that. The website is getting updated. Hopefully by Friday it'll be done, but I do have the links for you. And if you wanted to do the PayPal thing. And he's also doing something called the Meeting with the Guides. And that is, this is all online. And Ed is going to be holding, it's kind of like a gallery kind of thing where he's doing the channeling. So if you have questions live, okay. You know what? Be Live won't let me put a post in. Why is that? Well, rats. I guess I'm going to have to put those links in after the show. That's weird. Okay. So Ed's got two things going on for you. Okay. One is in July and one is in August. The Meeting with the Guides is in August. And so you can make a decision if you'd like to do that. And I did a 5-day challenge at the end of June and into July. We just got done with that last week, Friday, I think it was. And that is actually leading up to a 6-week course with me. It's all about the ascension process. I'm calling it Journey of Remembering, and it has everything to do with being able to remember what it's like to live from your heart, to create from your heart, from that unified field. And so I used to teach that class a long time ago under Awakening the Illuminated Heart. And so we're going to get that started again. I had to rework a lot of stuff in order for it to be online because it used to be an in-person class. And I know I've been promising you guys that for, months and months and months. Well, we're going to get started in September with that. And also in September, we have a couple other things going on, and that is drum making with me in Hastings, Michigan on the 12th of September. And we also have a class, an online class with Julie Hedges, Karmic Conversation, I think it's called. And it's the 2 Saturdays at the end of September. We'll have all of that ready to go, hopefully within the next week or two, to have her PayPal all set up. And so we're on a roll at Star Nations with classes. So if you want to join us for any of those, please do so. And and we'll meet you back here next week, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central, 3 Eastern for the Spiritual Roundtable for the next card draw and a spiritual conversation. Okay. With that, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you back here next week. Bama Mina. That's Potawatomi for until we see each other again. Love you guys.